This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Abam. We're continuing in Mishna Berura Daf Hashavua. We're learning Siman Mem Zayin, Seif Yud Aleph. Shenas keva bayoim al mitasai have hefsek. Sleeping, a permanent type of sleep during the day on your bed is a hefsek. Therefore, when you would have to wake up, you have to make Birchas Hatorah again. V'yesharmim do have a hefsek. The first shita that it is a hefsek is a shita of the Rush. The Torah brings the name of the Rush. The shita that's not a hefsek is the Agor. The minhag is that it's not a hefsek. That's the conclusion of the Beis Yosef. So bottom line is, if somebody sleeps Shabbos afternoon, he takes a gezunta nap, he wakes up, he does not make Birchas Hatorah. Says the Mishna Berura, v'cheinagu v'lechem chamudas kasa v'li ner shemavarch tavei ala bracha. The lechem chamudas says, my opinion, if you make the bracha, tavei ala bracha. V'chein noag moiri mahari levarech. V'chein hiskem ha'pri chadash v'el yarabba b'shem harbe rishon ma'achronim. V'chein kasav hagra. V'chein hetik achayad mahalacha. V'after b'Pri Megadim asher ducha lismech al minhag hazeh shaloi levarich. Even though Pri Megadim says you could rely on this minhag, al kapanim nir pashat hasoymech al kol haposkim she'eskarnu mevarich loy hifsid. So reading the Mishna Berura, you get the impression that you should make a bracha. The better way to go is to make a bracha. L'maisa, it's not the minhag. However, what is important to know is that if after taking a nap Shabbos afternoon, you're up all night, the next night in the morning, you definitely can make Birchas Hatorah, because you have a svek sveika. First of all, it could be you had to make it anyway because you took a nap. And even if not, maybe every day is mechayiv another Birchas Hatorah. The question here is, why is the minhag not to make the bracha? Like we've asked this many times already. Why don't we say Safek D'Oraisa L'Chumra? You're not sure if you have to make Birchas Hatorah. Safek D'Oraisa L'Chumra. In other words, why do we not apply Safek D'Oraisa L'Chumra over here?
There's Safek Bracha L'Vatala the other way.
I don't know if it's a Bracha L'Vatala. It's a Bracha She'ena Tzricha. Right? In other words,
Bracha She'ena Tzricha, it's like it's Hashem's name.
So Bracha She'ena Tzricha is not a D'Oraisa. Bracha L'Vatala I'm not sure if that would be Bracha L'Vatala. And it's not Pasha Bracha L'Vatala as D'Oraisa. The Rambam holds it's D'Oraisa, but many, if not most, Rishonim hold it's not D'Oraisa. Birchas Hatorah, the consensus is that it is. Okay. By the way, but this does come out, it does elevate the importance of, if you do take a nap and you're not going to make a Birchas Hatorah, you better make it your business to have in mind in Avas Olam by Mariv to be Yotzei Birchas Hatorah and learn right after. In other words, if you're going to take a nap and you're going to say, well, the minhag is not to make it, it's not so pashat. And that under those circumstances, you should really make sure. And that's what the Mishna Berura said earlier. He said in Siv Katan Yud Gimel, he says, V'nafkamino le'inyanim avra v'yashin shinas keva mitaz kadin ladas ha'mechaber d'shnas keva have hefsek v'afilu fi aminig shanagin kedas ha'yesham mikamagim toiv yoyser she'echad merchas avason liftar latzis yidas das ha'poiska machmir mezeh. It's a beferish Mishna Berura. Beferish Mishna Berura, when you take a nap Shabbos afternoon, you better have in mind Matzah Shabbos and Avas Olam.
Very important for Leil Shavuos.
Yeah, you're right. Because there you're learning the whole night, You here you're learning the whole night. You don't want to learn the whole night without Birchas Hatorah. Yeah, it's a good point. Okay, so that's something we should try to remember. Sif Katan Yud Beis. Sif Yud Beis. Afim Lamed Balayla. Let's say you learn at night. Do you have to make stam another Birchas at night? No. Halayla hoylech achar yom sha'avar. The night, even though in Judaism the night comes first, but for this the night goes after the sha'avar. You don't have to make another bracha so long as you didn't sleep. Stam legabe tefillah. In a way, it starts with the day, because it's like karbanos, that the yom comes before the laila. Says the Mishna Berura, Sivkat and Chavav b'layla, even if you didn't learn at all during the day, the bracha you made in the day will cover the learning at night. Sha'avar, she'kozman shuneyar, so long as you're up, muta alav lomoid. You need to learn. It's incumbent upon one to learn. Kozman sheish lo pnaya, as long as you have time. Ein ha'hefsek, v'ha'hesach hadas, chashav, hefsek le'inyan Birchas Hatorah, and the interruption and the diverting one's mind is not considered an interruption. Shalo yashen, so long as you did not sleep, ratzalai mashenas keva. Now what if you, let's say like this, Shavuos night, you plan on staying up all night, but you had a long day, you didn't really nap well. You want to take a half-hour nap after the meal to be able to stay up. When you wake up, Birchas Hatorah. Why? But I thought the minhag is that shenas keva is not a hefsek. That's shenas keva b'yoim. Shenas keva b'layla, ratzaloymar, avalam yashin, ratzaloymar shenas keva, avalam yashin, shenas keva mitasai, va'afilu b'tchilas halayla chashav hefsek. It's considered a hefsek. Even the Yesharim that says shenas keva is not a hefsek, he would agree, here it is a hefsek. If you're up all night, right? Stam, you're up all night. Do you make another Birchas Hatorah the next day? Some say the ein tzarich levarach b'bakir. You don't have to make Birchas Hatorah in the morning. Some say you do make Birchas Hatorah. Ki kavu chachamim brachazu. Because the rabbis enacted this bracha b'chol yom daily dum yadashar brachas hashachar v'safek brachas lahakel. Safek brachas lahakel. So again, what do you mean? It's brachas haTorah. See, here it's easier to understand because yes, brachas is d'oraisa, but saying it every day in a situation where you were up all night, that would only be drabanan. But if it's possible, you should hear Birchas from someone else, and tell him that he should be mechavein timotzi with the brachas, and you should have in mind to say amen. You should say some sukkim, so it'll be considered like learning, or have in mind during avarabba, take off comes Rabbi Kiva Eger. Are you ready for this? But what if you slept during the day? A shenas keva. So l'maisa, the minhag is that you do not make Birchas Hatorah. And the next night you're up all night. Pasak hagoyin Rabbi Kiva Eger the bezeh l'kulei al matzarach levarach b'abak Birchas Hatorah. Everyone would agree that you have to make it Birchas Hatorah in the morning. What do you mean? I said avas olam. Yeah, but you didn't learn after. V'en Birchas avas olam shel arvis poiteras im lo ylamad miyad achar tefillah. By the way, that's another Eitzah Shavuos night, by the way. Another Eitzah Shavuos night. I don't know why the Mishna Berura didn't say this. I have my suspicions. Right? The Mishna Berura is talking about a halachic dilemma. What do you do if you stay up all night, Shavuos night? What do you do at Birchas Hatorah? It's a safek. Safek brachas lahakel. But you know what? Ask somebody to be moitzi you. I have a very simple Eitzah. Shavuos night, have in mind, in Marav and Avas Olam, and you're good to go. I'll tell you why. My original thought why the Mishna Berura didn't say that is we're always worried that you're not going to learn after by Marav. But something else occurred to me that I think might be more important. That if there's a shaila, that if you're up all night, in other words, why in the nighttime don't you make another Birchas Hatorah? Because the night follows the day. Why? But there's a tzad that if you're up all night, you have to make another bracha in the morning. Why? Because every yom you have to make another bracha. So Avas Oilam's not going to help for the morning. It's not just because you're going to forget to learn. Avas Oilam at night might not help for the Shacharis. Maybe the Chacham were masakein every day. But I said at night. Yeah, but it's the day now. I don't think it's pashut you could use Avas Oilam. The only thing is, it's not so mashma, because why would the Mishna Berura say you can't use Avas Oilam because you didn't learn? He should have said you can't use Avas Oilam because it's a new day. We're going to see in the next halacha, it might not be, it might show not like I just said, because what if somebody wakes up very early, wakes up 3 a.m. to learn? When do you make Birchas Hatorah? Chayra 3 a.m. No, maybe you should wait till the morning, because you can make it 3 a.m. Maybe when the morning comes, the Chacham will kaveh another Birchas Hatorah. No, it doesn't sound like we say that. It's very interesting. If you're up all night, maybe you have to make Birchas Hatorah in the morning because the Chachamim were kaveh every day. So then why are you allowed to make Birchas Hatorah in the middle of the night if you wake up? It's a din chadoshim la bekarim. Every morning there's a new Birchas Hatorah, but some people start their morning early, it sounds like. That's interesting. Okay, we have to think about that. Have a good day, everyone. We'll pick it up tomorrow in Sif Yud Gimel. Okay, Atzlacha.
Maybe it's a Shinas Keva Balayla that makes you Mechuyev in the bracha.
It is, but here's a question.
So then it helps for the next day too, because it's in other words, you only have to make a new bracha in the day when you're starting the day. But if you already slept at night and woke up middle of the night, that counts for the next day too.
Why does it count if were the Chachamim koveah for every morning?
Only because they're asleep.
Yeah, but the Mishna Berura said that if you're up all night, maybe you have to make it the next day in the morning. It's a suffix. So if it's a suffix,
you didn't sleep. But once you slept, there's a chiyuv of bracha, and it would help for the next day too. Maybe, I don't know.
But does it help or does it not help?
To 3 a.m., if you slept, I would think it does help.
What do you mean, if you slept before?
If you slept at night, wake up at 3 a.m., make a bracha, that would help for the next day.
Why does it help for the next day if the Chacham are kaveh Birchas Hatorah every daylight?
The reason why the kaveh possibly is because they needed to be. It's totally in a shina of Laila, Shina's Keva Balayla. Once you have a Shina's Keva Balayla, it's connected.
If I sleep before, then my Birchas Hatorah connects to the next day. Why would that be?
Because that's what's making the chiyuv is the sleep.
But the Mishna Berura has it sad the day every day, right? If you don't sleep,
because you weren't kaveh the chiyuv of bracha, so now the Mishna Berura is saying so then.
No, but sounds like there's a tzad every morning you have to make Birchas Hatorah, right?
Yeah.
So then even if I sleep, if I make Birchas Hatorah before daybreak, but now there's a new morning.
But I'm thinking it could work the other way too. I don't know.
Yeah, but all those brachas, all the morning brachas, apart from Hashem Hashem Zachal Divina, you can always make them before daybreak.
You could always make them before daybreak. You could say them at 3 a.m. Yeah, you could say at 3 a.m.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.